With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints.
Right there, 54 Mike. Watch the run. They're running it.
Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run.
Here's Wilson to throw. Man open left side. It's Williams. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
From the 38, Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
I'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. Well, let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Ready. Yellow lady. 59 mark. Hey, Wood.
On 1st and 10, here's Brees. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. A big play. Breeze finding Thomas. 47 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
Breeze going to sneak it, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Drew Brees, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, and the Saints have taken the early lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Wilson, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
Four down. Good shot.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Switch.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. He locates Walker, complete. The 30, 10, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Delaney Walker, his 1st touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. A gutsy call, 4th and short. They go for it. Look at the result.
Yeah, not only did they go for it, they threw for it. Because to me, it was stacked up for a run situation, strength on strength, and they decided to put the ball in the air. And what a result. Big-time play.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This will be taken in at the 1. And it'll be taken down just past the 20. At about the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 21-yard line.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On second down, Kamara. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. Now Breeze on third down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
Ready? 95-56, 95-56. I'm coming after you. Easy, opposite.
Breeze now on first down. Caught on the left side by Ginn. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
This is taken at his 4.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. Back deep for the Saints is Ted Ginn. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
The all-pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now they'll throw with Breeze. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ready. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Ready? 95, 56.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
From midfield, here's Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
All day, every day. Hey, Delta.
Here's Breeze. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Saints on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
37-yard line.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my 12.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Going deep for Hopkins. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Flushed out right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Ready. 5-8. You.
To throw again on 2nd down. Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. What else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion.
1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Toss play, Kamara. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Telvin Smith, he was 3rd in the AFC in tackling a year ago, there to bring him down.
2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
51's the mic. Hey, exit.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Hey, echo.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. that his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Ready? 95-56.
On first down, Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. No gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. A 10th carry for Kamara, and nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's in. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner, coming off a third straight All-Pro season. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he finds Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. Breeze now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's first down. A give. This is Kamara. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner, coming off a third straight All-Pro season.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
I'm here all day. 5-1.
From the 35 on second down, Breeze. This is caught by Ginn. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
59 mark, check, 59. Let's set a tone, fellas, let's set a tone. Switch it, come on, switch it.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6.
53.
Mike 50.
Hey, high 7.
Mike 51. Hey, it's coming up. Hey, let's go. Come.
Hey, kill.
Mike 51.
Now this time, Breeze will throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Tucker's kick is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Walker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Throwing is Wilson. That one complete to Elliott. A big play there on the catch and run. 49 yards.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. Now Elliott. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. From the shotgun, Wilson. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Brees now. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 10. Brees now to throw. And Gibbs got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 22. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense.
On play action, it's Brees. And the pressure gets to Brees as he's taken down. Von Miller in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Breeze. And complete right side to Cook. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Hey, team 6.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. On the keeper, it's Breeze. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. From the 36, Breeze. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now they'll toss it out right to Kamara. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. And they'll indeed take a knee. So with that knee, 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you wash that spot, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And say what you want about CenturyLink Field up in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed a stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. So for the Saints, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.